Welcome back to Lisa's Family Table. Boy, we have a treat ready for you today. We're going to make a very quick salmon dish that's healthy. It's a perfect weeknight dish, but this also could be if you were having guests over. It can duplicate both of those if you wanted to. I am using a wild salmon. This is a sockeye salmon that I bought. You can pick whatever salmon you want for this. There are so many different kinds of salmon, coho, sockeye, king. King salmon would be beautiful for this, but I couldn't find any. So we're gonna open it up. And what we wanna do is we wanna get it nice and dry. And I'm gonna show you how to make sure the skin gets crispy for us. So we're gonna take this off and put it over here, okay? And what we wanna do is we wanna dry off the salmon. You kinda wanna rub your hand on it and see if there's any pin bones, and there are bones in this one here. So you wanna get something to pull them out. You can see there are bones. Pretty simple if you just feel your hand on it like this and just pull the bones out and just kinda go through it until you get them all out. You don't really wanna eat the salmon if it's got bones in it. If you're not worried about presentation, you can just drag a knife through it and just kinda cut it out. I've done that too if I'm in a hurry. If you buy this from a good fishmonger, they'll take the bones out for you, which is great. So I'm just working on that, almost done. And you can feel them pretty, and they're big bones, right? You don't want to bite that. So you come from the end, and you're feeling your way through the fillet. Okay. And what we want to do is, after we get that done, we want to make sure the skin's dry. I'm going to show you how to do that so we get a good crispiness on the skin. And the skin is totally edible, right? But the way we're going to cook this, you can pull the skin off. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to. Okay. So when you're looking at this fish, this is the belly of it here. I kind of like to square it off. What I usually do with my fish is if I have a really big piece, I'll take those belly pieces and I'll make my salmon cakes with them. You can find that recipe online, but I'm going to cut that off because it doesn't really add value to the presentation of the fish. It's going to cook faster, so that's going to be overcooked. So I kind of square that off. I've checked for the bones. I'm going to take this little piece off here. These make great dog treats. Super good for your dog. My dog has a chicken allergy, so he loves salmon. That's one of his favorites. So usually when I have this, he also gets it. Okay, so we're drying it off. Now what we want to do is we want to turn it over, and on the back, you want to scrape the skin. And you're doing that. You can see the moisture coming out, some of the little pieces. We're doing that because it dries off the skin, which will give you a crispier skin. It just makes a far prettier presentation. Probably hard to see, but there's a lot of moisture coming off. Okay, so then that's that. So I'm happy with, I've taken my bones out, kind of squared it up some, and I'm going to cut this in half. This is a little thicker here. I'm trying to look for evenly sized pieces. Okay. Make sure I get a good cut on it. Okay, so my fish is ready. I've cleaned it up beautifully. So we're going to serve this with a little salad. It's going to be a great dish. So we're going to start off by putting some olive oil. You can also do some avocado oil in your pan. We're not going to go too hot, so olive oil is fine with this dish. Put the oil in. We're going to start flush side down, and we're going to use our rusty dust on this. And what we're going to do is we're going to serve it with a mustard sauce. It's going to add all kinds of complexity and flavor. So the rusty dust has some sweetness to it, which is going to be a perfect complement to the mustard sauce. So let's go ahead and season this up. This is such a beautiful piece of fish. We have a membership to the Sitka fish shares where we get salmon, we get sable, we get all kinds of beautiful fish, and it is so fresh, and you're supporting fishermen, right? So there's all kinds of value in that. So we've got our rusty dust on, my pan's getting hot. All right, we're ready to go in. We're going to go flesh side down. This is going to go super quick. This is a super fast meal. This is a less than 15-minute meal. flesh side down, okay? I'm gonna turn my heat down to medium high. It was high just to get my oil going. While that's doing its thing, we're taking some creme fraiche. I'm a huge believer in creme fraiche. You saw me use it in our stroganoff dish, which my husband has made me make for him like 15 times. He loves it. So we're using about 4 ounces of the creme fraiche. Okay. Grainy mustard. Use your favorite. Stone ground mustard. Put a recipe below. Put some in here. Okay. And that's pretty much it. You're just stirring that in. I'm going to use this one and give it a taste. It's really good, but it does need a little bit more. A little bit more. Just a smidge more. Come on. Okay, that's ready. Now we've got our mixed baby greens here. We'll just do a quick vinaigrette, which is 1 to 3 ratio, right? So you're gonna go 1 on the vinegar, 3 parts of the olive oil. This is my preferred ratio. You can pick your own. I'm putting some Dijon mustard, so I'm using my clean spoon. Okay. Salt. Shake. And I'm using a champagne vinegar on this. You can do red wine vinegar, whatever you prefer. Okay? So what I'm looking for on my fish is I'm watching as the cooking comes up. I'm wanting it to be about halfway to 3/4 up. Now I like my fish to be medium. So I'm looking at about 125 on the internal temperature. Okay, now from this part, it stays on the skin until it's done. If you want your fish a little bit more cooked, go ahead. And this is similar to any protein, that it will continue to cook after you've pulled it out of the pan. So we'll give it a second. So my salmon is just about done. And I want to hit it with a little bit of my lemon juice just to brighten it up. Go. And then we're going to pull it off and let it rest. It is a fatty fish. It's super interesting to me to watch how much fat comes off of it. It really does do its thing. So, okay, here. I'm so excited to show you this because the skin came out perfectly. And we're gonna let it rest for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna plate it. My salad is ready to go. My salmon has rested. All protein should rest a period of time. And I'm just gonna put a little of my dressing on my salad. I'm gonna plate this easy dish. This is super healthy, right? So if you're doing a keto-friendly diet, trying to eat healthier, this is a great dish for you to make. Like I said, it's a terrific dish for a weeknight because it takes no time at all. Okay, so our salads. I always do my salad in a bowl like this because I try not to get it overdressed. I don't like my salad to be drenched in salad dressing. I don't like that flavor. Okay. Here we go. And of course, now we have to taste this. Salmon is one of my favorite fish. And I find that even people that don't like a lot of fish will eat salmon. It's usually one of those sort of mid-range dishes that appeals to most anybody. And it's super good for you, right? It has all those omega-3s. Let me put a little of my mustard sauce on this. Grab a fork. It's cooked perfect medium. I don't know if you can see that. You see in the middle there where it's kind of like a steak. You get a little bit of a pinkish center. That's what you want. Because the quality of this is so good, it's sashimi quality. You could actually eat it raw. It wouldn't hurt you. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's really delicious. The rusty dust just pops because it does have a little sugar in that. It caramelizes the top of the salmon. It's super delicious. I love the mustard with this dish because you have the fatty fish, you have a little bit of sweetness popping through with the rusty dust, I feel like it needs a little bit more of the mustard. I love it. If you like mustard, this is gonna be a dish for you. If you're not a mustard person, the fish by itself is perfect. You don't need it. It doesn't need the sauce. It does add to it. Put that with the salad. This is a great dish. Oh my goodness, this is so good. From our kitchen to yours, I really hope you try this easy weeknight dinner. This could also be a great light lunch if you wanted to go for a smaller portion. From our table to yours, thank you for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get notification of our upcoming videos. We post every Thursday and you won't want to miss a single video.